Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
I realize he's the Matrix guy. That's some over-the-top fame. He hit that Johnny Depp, Tom Cruise level of fame and then just became this super chill, mellow guy. I mean, he's insanely wealthy. That guy sits on the subway by himself.
They don't care what's really going on. They're just, in there for the money.
How much has Keanu Reeves actually given away? We did the math. This is the nicest man in Hollywood.
And because I'm a good guy.
And we're about to calculate the price of being him. He's given away millions, refused paychecks, and somehow made humility his personal brand. Today, we're running an audit, not on his net worth, but on his kindness. Because if generosity were taxable, Keanu Reeves would owe the IRS his life. Trust me, this will be fun. We'll dig through the internet for all stories of his generosity, then add it all up to determine exactly how much money Keanu Reeves has given away. Let's begin with pay cuts from his own paycheck he has sacrificed for other actors. For most actors, the goal is simple. Get the biggest slice of the pie and still ask for whipped cream.
Attendez la crème.
But not Keanu. He walks into contract meetings ready to serve everyone else in the room but himself. For example, during the shooting of the 1997 movie The Devil's Advocate.
He sets the rules in opposition. It's the goof of all time. Look, but don't touch.
The producers realized they couldn't afford Al Pacino because the studio's budget was tight and the numbers weren't adding up. That should have been the end of it. No Pacino. But Keanu made a move that no agent would ever advise. He took a pay cut so Pacino could join the cast. He sliced $2 million off his paycheck just so Pacino could join the cast, and that decision changed everything. Pacino's performance as John Milton became one of the film's defining strengths. The chemistry, the dialogue, the drama, none of it would exist without that sacrifice.
But I'm no puppeteer, Kevin. I don't make things happen. Doesn't work like that.
What did you do to Marianne?
Free will. It's like butterfly wings. Once touched, they never get off the ground.
So that's a debt of $2 million already. Keanu basically funded his own competition. He did something even more touching during the shooting of The Replacements.
You gotta be kidding. Come on, Martel, I didn't park in your space.
No. But unfortunately, you did park in Lamont's space. He's not nearly as lenient as I am.
On three, fellas. 1, 2, 3.
Keanu was just fresh off The Matrix, so he was rich, respected, and very popular. He could have demanded a small fortune to be on the film, but instead, he turned his paycheck into a profit-sharing pool. Reports say he gave away a large portion of his $12 million salary to the costume and special effects departments. It's such a simple statement, but an industry built on the worship of luxury. It is so refreshing to hear a Hollywood actor say that. The guy who could have pocketed millions decided the people behind the camera deserved more. So that's a debit of $12 million, which he shared with the crew. Now we hit the monster transaction, the one that cemented Keanu's reputation as Hollywood's heavyweight philanthropist. This time, it was during the filming of The Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions.
The meeting is over. Retreat to your exits. Agents are coming.
Agent.
Go.
It's him.
The anomaly. Do we proceed? Yes, he is still
Only human.
While most A-list stars were busy negotiating higher percentages, Keanu did the opposite. He reportedly gave away about $45 million from his $70 million share to the VFX and costume teams. These are the people responsible for making The Matrix look and feel like a world worth escaping to. So it's no wonder he did something extra nice for them. That's a huge debit of $45 million for crew bonuses. He literally moved money away from his own account and into the pockets of the artists who brought the trilogy to life. Fast forward to his assassin era. You'd think by this time he'd start keeping more for himself, but oh no, on John Wick, Keanu reportedly structured his deals to favor crew welfare, especially for those who delivered the stunts. Insiders estimate he cut off several millions off his paycheck, and it's easy to believe this is the guy who trains, fights, and bleeds besides his stunt team. So, of course, when he sees their contribution, he backs it with dollars, not just empty compliments. That's another huge debit of an estimated $5 million. It seems every time someone gets thrown down a staircase, Keanu pays for the padding. So, for pay cuts alone, that's $64 million, and that's just his paycheck sacrifices. So far, we've only talked about contractual stuff. Next, we leave the negotiation table and head to the heavy gifts, because Keanu never says thank you in mere words. So, after The Matrix Reloaded was shot, everyone on set was exhausted. Usually, that's when an actor sends flowers or maybe hosts a rap party, but Keanu's rap party took over the internet. I mean, he showed up with 12 brand new Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Yeah, bikes for every stunt performer who risked their bones. Each one cost about $15,000, which means he dropped roughly $180,000 just to say, thanks for getting thrown through glass. And he didn't post it or brag either. Most actors give out signed headshots. Keanu gave out horsepower for a debit of $180,000. Fast forward 20 years later, Keanu gifted each of his 5 core stunt doubles for John Wick 4 a Rolex Submariner date.
The 57-year-old actor surprised the stunt crew of John Wick Chapter 4 with individually customized Rolex Submariner watches at a dinner in Paris over the weekend.
Wouldn't you have loved to be them? That's about $9,000 per watch, totaling around $45,000. But here's the real flex. Each one was custom engraved with the John Wick. He's the only assassin who tips in Swiss timepieces, and he did that for a debit of $45,000. Then there's the quiet stuff. Stuff like him overhearing a crew member stressing about a mortgage and just covering it. He gave $50,000 to save their home, or paying for plane tickets when someone needed to rush home for an emergency. It has been said that he frequently buys lunches and even metro passes for strangers and crew. That's an estimated $10,000. If we add it up, we have about $60,000 in everyday miracles. He's the kind of guy who'd Venmo you just for existing. So let's add it all up together in our ledger. That's roughly $285,000 in pure generosity, plus the $4 million in bonuses from earlier, bringing his total gift tab to over $4.3 million. If this were any other celebrity, we'd call it a flex, but for Keanu, we know it's just another day. Alright, it's time to open the classified generosity file. So grab your calculators and your tissues, because things are about to get too wholesome. See, while most celebrities love to donate loudly, Keanu donates quietly. You won't see it, but you might feel the ripple. These donations don't make headlines, they just quietly change lives. Let's start with the Secret Hospital Fund. In a 2009 interview that went mostly unnoticed, Keanu casually dropped a bombshell. I have a private foundation that's been running for a few years. It helps children's hospitals and cancer research. I just don't like to attach my name to it. And he just said it like he was talking about buying milk. Behind that sentence is a whole secret empire of goodness. Between 2000 and 2020, insiders estimate that about $7 million has quietly flowed from that private foundation into children's hospitals and research centers. Add those years together and you'll get a debit of $6 million. He's basically Batman, if Batman preferred to donate instead of punch you in the face. He even donated to cancer research because that one hit home. Yep, this is where things got a little personal. Keanu's younger sister, Kim Reeves, spent nearly 10 years battling leukemia. During that time, Keanu put Hollywood on hold. He became her full-time caregiver, paying for her treatment, cooking, driving her to appointments, all while quietly donating to leukemia research. But even after she went into remission, he kept funding research foundations, sometimes anonymously, sometimes through small private endowments.
The actor is offering a 15-minute Zoom call to the highest bidder All proceeds raised will go to Camp Rainbow Gold. That's an Idaho-based children's cancer organization.
So how much has he donated so far? Around $5 million. That's a huge total of $4 million for leukemia research and family care alone. Keanu doesn't donate because it looks good. He donates because he remembers how it felt to watch his sister suffer. He's even donated to scholarships and for art support. If you've ever received a mysterious scholarship at a performing arts school in LA or Canada, there's a small chance your guardian angel had black hair and rode a motorcycle. Multiple schools have confirmed quiet, recurring grants with no names attached. Now, who else would it be but him? Imagine being at the other end of that check and seeing your tuition covered, bills paid, and all your dreams funded. For Keanu, that's an estimated $1 million gone over the years for arts and educational grants. And when tragedy hits, whether it's 9/11, the 2004 tsunami, the Haiti earthquake, or even Ukraine, Keanu quietly sends help. He's donated to several countries worldwide, and he's so quiet about it.
Can you keep a secret?
You just know this is no PR stunt. He just shows up where it's needed and supports the best way he can. That's an estimated debt of $750,000 for his worldwide donations. All right, time to add them up. We have $6 million for children's hospitals. Cancer research took a huge $4 million. Add that to the $1 million for arts and education and the $750,000 for disaster relief. That's a total of $11.75 million donated, all without red carpets or charity galas. Just a man quietly wiring away millions while Hollywood argues over trophies. But Keanu's generosity doesn't stop at wire transfers. Some of his kindest moments don't need a bank, just a heartbeat. One of such happened at a subway. Let's picture the scene. It's New York City 2011, and the air smells like hot dogs. Keanu Reeves is just chilling in the subway with his baseball cap pulled low, minding his business, when a woman walks in with a heavy bag and a tired face. But before she can even grab a pole, Keanu springs up and offers her his seat without any flair. But of course, this is New York, and someone is always filming. So 10 seconds later, it's online with millions of views and thousands of tweets. And just like that, the man who dodged bullets on screen became a role model for common decency. Then there are the many stories of him being nice at cafes and lunches. Most A-listers need an assistant to screen their fans, but not Keanu. He's always out in public, sitting and speaking with others. Sometimes fans who spot him at a diner say hello and somehow end up eating pancakes with him. And no, he doesn't bark, make it quick, buddy. As one fan put it, he doesn't do meet and greets, he does meet and eats.
Doppelganger. Either that or he's a real good doppelganger. Isn't that Keanu Reeves?
Bruh, it looks like...
Bruh.
And yes, who can forget the sad Keanu meme? A paparazzi photo caught him sitting alone on a park bench, mid-bite on a sandwich, and boom. The internet immediately declared him the patron saint of loneliness.
We're all familiar with sad.
I'm just eating a sandwich,
Sad Keanu, the sad Keanu meme right there.
Man,
this is a frame of Berserker from...
Yeah.
So you're not actually sad in Sad Keanu?
I was thinking. I had some stuff going on.
Any other celeb would have slammed the culprit with a lawsuit, but Keanu thought it was funny.
Everyone's talking about you.
It was good, clean fun.
And now to my personal favorite. In 2019, a plane from San Francisco to LA was grounded, and every passenger began to groan, all except Keanu.
We've lost an engine, and we're diverting to, Bakersfield.
That first part, it was pretty scary, though, right?
But he didn't repeat anything. And then I looked at the person next to me, and I was like, did he just...
We lost an engine.
And he was like,
the person next to you...
No.
Wow.
Yes.
You calm? Did you panic? Did you have thoughts?
I took a breath. I took a breath.
Instead, he rented a van, rounded up the stranded travelers, and drove them himself.
Vans will be here in an hour. So if you want to hit the road and deal with your bags later, or deal with customer service and deliver, maybe.
In the van, he played country music and kept everyone's spirits high.
Population is around 380,000, making it the 9th most
Basically, he turned an airport mishap into a group field trip. Maybe his debit this time will be $100 for gas and snacks. And finally, is his daily kindness. Ask anyone who's worked with him. He remembers your name and brings you coffee. The man even treats crew members like co-stars. For this, he gets a debit of the biggest resource, time. The one thing no one gets back. Add them all up, and the total cost of kindness? A whopping $120. And infinite goodwill. If generosity were stocks, Keanu's portfolio would be up 1,000%. But they aren't stocks. They're just simple acts of kindness. And now it's time to calculate the overall cost of that kindness. So, fellow accountants, sharpen your pencils. We've been through the pay cuts, the heavy gifts, the secret charities, and even the daily acts of kindness. Now it's time to total up the price of being Keanu Reeves. Pay cuts, $64 million plus, crew gifts plus $4.3 million, plus private donations, $11.5 million, plus everyday generosity, which is $120. Add it all up, and that's, drumroll please, $79,800,120. Quietly spent, gifted, donated, or just given away. Keanu Reeves would be operating at a massive loss if generosity was a business.
Lose! I don't lose! I win!
But you know what? He will still be the richest man in Hollywood because he has the respect others can only dream of.
Keanu Reeves, everyone. Everyone's favorite badass good guy.
At the end of the day, you can't really put a price on what Keanu Reeves gives. Sure, our ledger says $79,800,120, but you know, the real number is not in the millions. It's every smile, every stranger, every quiet act that didn't make the news.